Welcome to A Vibe Above, your space for deep healing, vibrant energy, and powerful transformation. Here, we explore holistic wellness, sound healing, mindset shifts, and the path to your future self. Every episode is designed to help you tap into the wisdom of your body, elevate your energy, and expand into the version of you that feels fully aligned. Through ancient practices, modern insights, and grounded guidance, you'll uncover the tools that create lasting change, inside and out. You're here to rise, to heal, and to step boldly into the life that's waiting for you. So let's dive in. Welcome back to A Vibe Above. I'm your host, Ranieri, and I'm so glad that you're here today. I want to talk about something that I've been noticing a lot lately, and it's just not in conversation with others, but even in my own experience. There's this feeling that a lot of people are sitting in right now where things feel a little off, also a little unclear, or maybe just not as solid as they once did. And what I found is that when feelings show up, the first thing that most people do is assume something is wrong. They think they've lost momentum, they question their direction, or they start wondering if they're doing something wrong. But what if that feeling actually means something completely different? Because from what I've seen, that off feeling often shows up right before something shifts. It's not always comfortable, and it doesn't always come with immediate clarity, but it tends to signal that something is being reorganized internally. It could be old ways of thinking, old patterns. Even old identities can start to feel a little shaky when you no longer fully align with them. And instead of seeing that as a setback, it can actually be a sign that you're moving into something more aligned, even if you don't fully see it yet. Part of the reason that this can feel unsettling is because most of us have been conditioned to associate clarity with certainty and movement with having a clear plan. So when things feel uncertain, the mind immediately wants to fix it. It wants answers, direction, and it wants things to make sense right away. But growth doesn't always work that way. There are moments where things need a pause, shift, or even fall away before the next step becomes clear. And those moments can feel like you're standing in between where you were and where you're going. This is where inner leadership really starts to come in. Because when things feel unclear externally, the only place left is to look inward. And that can feel uncomfortable if you're used to looking outside of yourself for answers. But it's also where a lot of clarity begins to develop. Inner leadership isn't about having everything figured out. It's about being willing to listen to yourself, even when the path isn't fully visible yet. It's about trusting that you can navigate what's in front of you without needing to have every step mapped out ahead of time. A lot of times during these phases, your natural strengths start to become more noticeable. Not in a loud or obvious way, but in a way where you start to recognize what feels right for you and what doesn't. You might notice that certain ways of working, communicating, or showing up no longer feel aligned, while other things feel easier or more natural than they used to. And that's important because your strengths are not something you need to find. There's something you start to recognize more clearly as you pay attention to what feels aligned. The challenge is that this phase often requires patience, and that's something most people struggle with. It's much easier to jump into action, make quick decisions, and try to force clarity than it is to sit in a space where things are still unfolding. But when you rush through this part, you can miss what it's trying to show you. There's a difference between being stuck and being in transition, and learning how to recognize that difference, which can change the way you move through these moments. Instead of trying to force answers, it can be more helpful to start asking different questions. You can begin to notice what keeps coming up for you. What ideas continue to return? What thoughts feel more grounded? And what direction feels the most natural, even if it doesn't feel fully formed yet? You can also pay attention to where you feel resistance versus where you feel a sense of openness. That doesn't mean everything that feels uncomfortable is wrong, but there's a difference between something that feels like growth and something that feels forced. If it feels good, take a moment with me here. Of course, please make sure that you are not driving. But when you can, close your eyes. Take a slow breath in through your nose and a gentle exhale through the mouth. Just notice where you are right now without trying to change anything. There's a part of you that already knows how to move forward, even if your mind hasn't fully caught up yet. You don't have to figure everything out in this moment. You just have to stay connected to yourself as things continue to unfold. Take one more breath in and exhale. This is actually a big part of the work that I've been doing lately, helping people understand how they are naturally designed to show up, how they're meant to be seen, and how their strengths really come through in their own unique way. Because when you understand that, you stop trying to force yourself into paths that don't fit, and you start moving in a way that feels more aligned and natural. If you've been feeling off lately, or things are shifting and you're not fully sure what that means yet, there's a good chance you're not off track at all. You may simply be in a moment where things are being directed in a way that aligns you more with who you are now. Give yourself space to move through that. Trust what's coming up. And allow things to unfold in a way that feels true to you. I want to thank you for being here with me today. And as always, keep rising above. Many blessings. Hi, it's Dawn from A Vibe Above. I'd love to invite you to my upcoming Human Design Workshop, Your True Identity, the Leader You're Here to Be. In this workshop, we'll explore how you're naturally designed to lead, how you show up, and how your clients experience you. You can find all the details in the show notes or reach out to me directly to learn more.